Hello, my pretties. What's up? It's the Lion Queen here. Welcome to episode 339. Apologies for the mix up of Shadows and Pretties. Today we are going to be reviewing the sequel to All Dogs Go to Heaven, which is called All Dogs Go to Heaven 2. This one came out in 1996, and I actually thought it was a really good sequel. I know some people may not like the sequel, because I've seen some people say that the sequel sucks in that, but I personally thought it was an alright sequel. I thought it was a good movie to All Dogs Go to Heaven. It's a really interesting concept. I personally really like that. We have new cast members that, we have cast members that didn't reprise their roles in the movie, but got new cast members, which I thought the other cast was okay. I mean, maybe not the best. There were flaws, but it was still a pretty good series. I personally really enjoyed this film. So, yeah, this film, I'm going to say this film came out, and since it came out in the 90s, a lot of people who grew up with the first All Dogs Go to Heaven probably most likely have seen the second one when they were a kid. I know I've seen it as a kid, but it's been like so long, I haven't, watched the movie in a long time. So I'm going to go with the plot of the movie to explain what it's about, in case for any of you guys who are wondering about what the plot of the movie is about, especially for those who haven't, watched this movie in like a really long time and would want a refresher. Let's begin. So basically the plot takes place 57 years after the events of, the first movie. Charlie B. Barkin welcomes his friend Itchy to heaven, but states that he is delusioned by the afterlife. Their old nemesis, Carface Crawford, steals Gabrielle's horn, but loses it somewhere in San Francisco in his attempt to escape with it. When the head angel Annabelle announces the horn's theft, Charlie submits his candidacy to retrieve it, reminding Annabelle of his familiarity with the street life. Annabelle sends Charlie and Itchy down to Earth to retrieve it, and gives them a miracle of life to use. Upon arrival in San Francisco, Charlie and Itchy attempt to indulge in their old habits, but they discover that they're ghosts and therefore unable to interact with the physical world. At a tavern where Charlie is enchanted by a beautiful and charming Irish settler named Sasha Lafleur, Carface appears in his corporal form, and granted by a red dog collar created by Red, an elderly dog fortune teller who gives Charlie and Itchy an equivalent collars effective for a single day. Unbeknownst to the duo, Red is actually the large demonic cat, who intends to take the horn for himself and with Carface's help. Charlie and Itchy meet Sasha and an 8-year-old human boy she is looking after named David, who ran away from home to become a street magician. Charlie uses his miracle to grant Sasha the ability to converse with David, who comes to believe that Charlie is his guardian angel. Charlie sees the horn being taken to an SFPD police station and recovers it, but in his reluctance to return to heaven, he hides it in the lobster trap. After David's street performance ends in failure, he finally reveals that he believes that his father and stepmother, who are expecting a new baby, will care less about him once it's born. Charlie persuades him otherwise and promises to return him home, but privately expresses to Sasha his doubts on being able to fulfill his promise. Charlie and Itchy's collars vanish, and once they become more ghosts, Carface kidnaps David and orders Charlie later on in the movie to bring Gabrielle's horn to Alcatraz Island. Alcatraz Island, I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong, but please, pretty much just correct me if I'm wrong, and gives it to Red in exchange for David's life. Determined to keep his word, Charlie satisfies Red's demand, and Red uses the horn to capture and imprison Heaven's canine angels in Alcatraz, when the opening portal permanently connect the human world to hell. After a struggle against Red, Charlie regains the horn and plays it free to the angels and send Red and Carface, after the latter have sold his soul for his collar, back to hell. Charlie and Itchy are spirited away to heaven, and Charlie gives the horn back to Annabelle in exchange for a new life. Charlie bids farewell to Itchy, who decides to remain in heaven, while Annabelle and Itchy return home to heaven. Charlie returns to San Francisco and happily reunites with Sasha and David. David returns home and reconciles with his relieved father and stepmother. Charlie and Sasha, who've become mates, are adopted by Dave's family as his pets, and thus how the movie ends. What a really great story. I personally thought this was a really good sequel to All Dogs Go to Heaven. I mean, yeah, there was some change in cast. I do know that, such as Burt Reynolds, Vic Tabak, and Melba Moore were replaced with Charlie Sheen, Ernest Borgnine, and B. Newfort. I think that's how you pronounce it. So, however, though Anne-Marie was written out of the story out of respect to the fact that Judith Barcy was murdered by her father, while Killer and Flo were written out of the story as well. So, I mean, 3 characters were written out of the sequel, but I still personally thought it was a good movie. I mean, the characters did really good. I like the concept of the movie. I thought it was a really good sequel. I mean, we got a lot of good songs. I like all the songs in this movie. I personally really thought it was a really good sequel to All Dogs Go to Heaven. It's a really awesome sequel. I personally really recommend it for anybody who has never seen it. I personally recommend you guys check it out if you haven't. You guys will not get disappointed because of how great it is. So with that being said, I personally really like the fact that, the animation is just as good as the first movie. I mean, I know some people may disagree with me on this sequel, but I thought this sequel was just as good as the first one. Even though they made some changes compared to the first movie, but I personally liked the second movie a lot. I thought it was a really good sequel. It's got good characters, voice actors, animation's good and stuff, especially for something that was made in the 90s. I know I've said it before, but, a lot of stuff that was made good in the 90s. You could definitely agree with me that a lot of things were made great in the 90s. So, with that being said, I personally really recommend this movie to anyone who's never seen this movie, or for those who have just seen the first All Dogs Go to Heaven, you really got to see this one. This one is just as good as the first movie. So, I mean, we got a good characters and stuff. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it a lot. It was pretty good. So, with that being the case, and with that being said, I'm going to sit here and pretty much, like I'm just going to say, wrap this up. So, like I'm always going to say, and like I always continue to say, this is just simply my own personal opinion, and if you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these stories or movies, blah blah blah. This is just simply my own personal thoughts. So, now, with that being the case, and with that being said, I recommend this movie. You should really go check out this movie if you've not. It's a really good movie. I personally really enjoyed this a lot. It's a really good movie. I thought it was really well made. It was awesome. I personally really thought it was neat. So, with that being the case, I personally really enjoyed this a lot. So, I mean, if you guys never seen this movie, you really have to see it. It's really good. So, with that being the case, and with that being said, what did you guys personally think of this movie? Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. As always, I'm the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. As always, if you guys want to go follow me on Twitter, follow me on DeviantArt, links to those will be in the About page section. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my backup channel known as Ms. Dark Shigo, as a link to that will also be in the About page section, so you guys can go sub to that one if you haven't. And that's pretty much all I have to really say, but if I'm missing something, please let me know what it is in the comments below. That's pretty much all I have to really say, but as always, like I'm going to say, this is just simply my own personal opinion. So as always, I'll be seeing you guys all in the next video. Peace out, and like always, I'll see you all next time.